And Liz Cheney has her John McCain moment. Some delicious karma visits the America Last wing of the Republican Party in tonight's preamble. Before I get to Lion Liz, I suppose I have to explain the tie-in with the late John McCain. His supporters in the biased press called him a maverick because John McCain delighted in betraying we conservatives. In fact, he came up with a pet name for those of us who believe in constitutional limited government, a strong national defense, and the rule of law. He called all of us wacko birds. Back during the early years of George W. Bush and his administration, Democrats adopted a new technique at undermining our republic and the voters. They began filibustering Bush's judges. That led to then Senate Majority Leader Bill Frist to float the idea of eliminating the filibuster on judges to allow Bush nominees to sail through with a 50+1 vote. Oh, the socialists. They howled. They claimed it was trouncing the rights of the minority. They claimed going nuclear would be changing the rules in the middle of the game. In typical fashion, the GOP relented when John McCain orchestrated the stabbing in the back of the Republican Party by putting together the infamous Gang of 14. This was 7 Democrats and 7 Republicans who decided amongst themselves which of Bush's judges would get through. The act of filibustering judges was saved. Oh, goody. Fast forward to the occupation of the Oval Office of Barack Hussein Obama and a new Senate Majority Leader, Harry Reid. The GOP began filibustering Obama's radical anti-American, anti-constitutional judges in the same manner Democrats had done. That's when Harry Reid said it was time to eliminate the filibuster to put Obama's judges on the courts. The very same people who decried going nuclear under Republicans were now singing its praises, going nuclear. And then there was John McCain. He went to his 7 Democrat buddies saying, hey guys, it's time to get the gang back together. We have to save the filibuster. But McCain's Democrat friends said with a quizzical look on their faces, John, we appreciate you knifing your fellow Republicans in the back. We really do. But you see, we Democrats, being collectivists, we don't betray our kind. And after that, Harry Reid went nuclear. And the rest is history. In a moment of absolute clarity, John McCain realized the folly of trusting leftists. And that brings us to Liz Cheney. A member of the Congressional Black Communists and chairman of the January 6th Kangaroo Commission, Benny Thompson, revealed yesterday that there will be no criminal referrals of former President Donald Trump or anybody else to the Department of Justice resulting from this dog and pony show. It wasn't for lack of trying, you know. The Democrats really wanted, this thing to catch on with their clueless voters praising their rigging of that panel to make sure no other point of view was expressed or any examination of Capitol security was conducted. The January 6th Kangaroo Commission was a large fundraising tool carried by all the left-wing networks out there designed to put one over on uninformed Democrat voters. And thanks to Adam Crying Kinzinger and Liz Cheney, the Democrats were able to make Liz Cheney, not Nancy Pelosi, the face of these un-American and fundamentally unfair proceedings. But the Democrats have noticed that the commission is backfiring on them as well. Instead of damaging Trump, Democrats succeeded in eliciting sympathy for President Trump by denying any defense or countering point of view. Trump's numbers have only gone higher since January 6th. The big 3 networks got what they deserved for airing in primetime this unfair bastardization of our American system. The big 3 networks suffered a ratings drop of nearly half of their normal viewers. And Americans' resentment toward extremist Democrats, well, it is deepening amid Joe Biden's foreign policy disasters, sky-high prices, record-breaking gas prices, a looming recession, crime-ravaged streets, open borders, and food shortages. The Democrats are looking for an off-ramp. They're looking for a way to get out. So Benny Thompson announces, hey, no criminal referrals, but Liz Cheney objects. And Bernie puts his hands on Liz Cheney's shoulder and says, sorry, Liz, I have to look out for my leftist party. But thank you, Liz. Thank you for betraying your voters. Thank you for betraying our Constitution and our justice system. Thank you for letting us Democrats fundraise off your once good name. We really appreciate it. And with that, Liz Captain Ahab Cheney had her first lucid moment since she allowed her life to be consumed with irrational hatred and a need for vengeance on President Trump. That was when Liz realized she had been a willing dupe in a plot by Democrats to use and abuse our justice system to fundraise for their backward and obsolete political party. Every Democrat on that commission will get lots of money, lots of praise from their left-wing constituents. They will suffer no consequences for this clown show because Democrats don't pay a price when they harm their own voters. But Liz Cheney, on the other hand, well, she sacrificed her credibility, betrayed the conservative movement, betrayed our country, and lost everything just to get the customary reward anyone gets when they trust a Democrat: a knife in the back. Couldn't happen to a nicer gal. It's a cautionary tale for Senator John Cornyn of Texas as well.